This is the part of Chicago that doesn't get talked about. Yes. Yeah, my mom was in federal penitentiary when she took that picture. Styling on them. I have a whole family here who I know needs protecting in a way that they've never been protected.
I'm a doctoral student organizing towards Black freedom. I really want my research grounded in how we can envision what safety looks like outside of law enforcement.
There's been a major development in the police shooting of 22-year-old African-American woman Rekia Boyd.
We are committed to confronting this board, city council, and the mayor until y'all fire Dante Circus.
Black women do a lot of thankless and undervalued work.
We taking back our community. We taking back our community.
Our entire existence is resistance.
It's just like an exacerbated level of commitment.
It's very new, this idea of this being work. This has always been life.
This is Black history that we are making. Even if we don't, our stories gon' make it.
Hello and welcome to the SMS. Thank you for watching. The trailer that you just saw is from the movie Unapologetic. And good news, tomorrow night there's going to be a panel discussion to discuss this really, really interesting movie. So join with me is one of the members of this panel, Marlihan Lopez. Hi Marlihan.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, thanks for the invitation. I'm good.
Oh, no problem, no problem. So before we talk about the event tomorrow, I just want to know a bit more about you because I know that you do a lot of really good work in the community. So I was wondering if you could just give a quick intro.
So I'm a community organizer. I've organized with movements like Black Lives Matter, Montreal, Montréal Noir. I also organize with feminist movements. And I am particularly interested in addressing sexual violence and gender-based violence and its intersections with state violence.
Cool. And I also know that you're part of the...
Oh yeah, I forgot to say, yeah. So I guess the reason actually I was invited to this panel, which is a huge honor, is because I'm a co-founding member of the Coalition to Defund the Police in Montreal. Mm-hmm. And so the coalition, right now we have more than 50 community organizations invested in pushing for the defunding of the police here in Montreal and for abolitionist frameworks to addressing harm and violence.
That's amazing. And for those interested in those subjects, is there a way that we can support you in that initiative?
So there's a couple of initiatives right now. Right, you could follow the Facebook page for Coalition to Defund the Police. We have a website. There's different committees. There's committees that are working on a budget. I have a colleague that worked on a People's Vision, which is a type of like budget, but created by community members. We have a committee that works on reinvestment, on getting the police out of schools. So there are different ways you can contribute. If you're interested in joining the movement, you could email us, write us over Facebook. If not, there's different initiatives right now. I'm also privileged to be working on an initiative to address and fight against sexual violence in Montreal North. Montreal North doesn't have access, residents do not have access to services for sexual assault survivors. And so I'm working with Hoodstock, with Narges Mustafa, in order to push for the creation of permanent services for survivors of sexual violence, but with a framework that's doesn't center criminalization or punitive systems, but transformative justice and it addresses the need to invest in social services, and, housing and education and health services, mental health services in Montreal North.
That's amazing. For those watching, I'll make sure to put some relevant links so that you can go visit those things. So now we're going to talk about the panel tomorrow. So I'm just wondering, what exactly is happening tomorrow night?
So I was invited to participate in a panel with the director of Unapologetic and also an organizer, Charlene Carruthers, who is founding director of Black Youth Project, which is a platform that is a movement, and I've followed their platform for years, and I'm really excited about it.
And the panel, of course, centers around the movie. So I know you watched the movie.
Yeah, I just finished watching the movie, and it's powerful, it's moving, and something that really, resounded and that I identified was the ending remarks, and so at the end, one of the participants says that Black women cannot continue to be the mules of the world, and that we all have the collective responsibility to get free. And that really speaks a lot, because we've seen historically how Black women have been at the forefront of these movements. And even though there's an erasure of the state and interpersonal violence that we face, and so I really appreciated the way that the movie centers Black women, centers queer Black folks, and how the issue of erasure and invisibilization of women's experiences with prisons, policing, are often erased from our, mainstream conversations around abolition and prison abolition and defunding.
Yeah, honestly, the movie looks really interesting. And for everyone watching, I really recommend watching it. And as we're talking about now, there is a panel discussion happening tomorrow night. The panel is linked in the description of this video. And I think it's going to be a really amazing night. Marlihan's going to be there. I was just wondering, Marlihan, is there anything else you wanted to share?
I just hope that we continue having these conversations. I'm really excited about the fact that here in Quebec and Montreal, we're having more conversations around what abolition is. And I think it's important that we create spaces to think about alternatives to, the punitive systems that we've come to depend on and rely on when addressing gender-based violence, for example. And so I'm really excited about it.
Me too. I think there's so much that can be done. There's so much that we can imagine and actually implement. I'm excited about tomorrow night and also for the future. So thank you so much, Marlihan.
Thank you.
And I guess we'll see you tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow. Have a nice evening.
See you. Bye. And so thank you so much for watching. And I really recommend going to the event tomorrow. The movie itself looks really interesting, and the panel is going to be even more interesting. So I really recommend that you go, and I'll see you there. Okay, bye.